80% of business is relationships. And what I feel strongly about, and I could be wrong, David, but there are very few real business problems. There's personal problems that show up as business problems.
Yeah, and you know what? You're completely right. If the business has a model where whatever they sell brings in more money than what they spent, they have a profitable business. That's simple. What's difficult is the relationships, the negative emotions, the backstabbing, the culture, their values. What do they stand for?
If you don't like what's going on in your life, if you don't like what's going on in your career, you know who's responsible for that? You. Right? We can't wait for politicians to change things. So take charge of your life, and you are where you are because of the choices you made. That sounds very harsh, but I believe it. You got a loser of a husband? Well, you made that choice. Ditch him. If he's, or make it work for you, right? If you're not where you are in your career, find out what you need to do to get there. Get a mentor, get a coach, get more education, get a new job. But to just sit there and moan and groan and bemoan where you are in life, that's wasted energy. You're never gonna elevate yourself.
Beautiful. And you're right. Actually, self-pity is the reason why many people suffer. Not only women, right? I actually had stages in my life where it was poor me and the world against me. And I didn't have anything to do with my suffering. It was all about everybody else being unfair to me. And that's what the points where I almost lost everything. Until I woke up and I realized, no, it's my fault. And I can fix it. And even if it's not my fault, I can fix it.
Right. So either you're a victim or you're a victor.
Yeah.
Your choice.
This whole concept of work-life balance, when I really analyzed it, I was like, you know what? I'm always thinking about my family when I'm in my office, and I'm always thinking about my office when I'm with my family. So instead of fighting for time, what I do now is just try to focus on whatever I'm doing at the moment. But don't feel guilty just because a problem from business showed up in your brain when you were having dinner for 5 seconds or 10 seconds.
Well, what you just described is what many working moms feel. And what I tell them is when you're at work, be at work, be totally focused. First of all, the energy spent worrying about not being with your kids, or really more accurately, the guilt, it serves no purpose. Mm-hmm. There's no value. You're just sucking energy out of the work that you're doing now. And you want to be the best that you can be when you are where you are. So focus on your work. You can't do anything about the kids. Well, home. And when you are with your kids, get a rat's ass about what's going on at work.
Yeah.
Focus on your kids. Mm-hmm. Don't be distracted. Put the phone down, for God's sake. Right? Yeah. Because you can't solve the problem. And if you are texting and emailing when you're with your kids, make no mistake about it, you're shortchanging your kids. So if you want to be the best mother that you can be, when you're with your kids, be with your kids. And when you're at work, you'll be at work. Because otherwise the energy is just wasted. It's like worrying energy. All worrying does is zap you of energy.
Have you noticed patterns of entrepreneurs, or where are their most problems, and how do you help them overcome them?
Sure. So they can't get out of their own way. They can't get out of their own way. And they try to, they try to do everything all the time. Like it's very difficult for them to delegate. They very much believe they're the only ones that can do it the right way. So I would say a lot of that is the issue. Let me think one more question. I'm thinking about a couple of people. And they, for the most part, entrepreneurs, we can be weird ducks, but they very, very much care about their people. They just might not know how to appropriately demonstrate it. And sometimes they're too quick to move, and sometimes they're too slow to move. And then one of the biggest issues is for entrepreneurs as they're scaling is they don't have an exit plan when they start. So that's an issue.
I think it's all emotional, like you said. It doesn't matter how successful or how miserable you are in business. If your emotions are not right, or if your emotions are right, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And also on who wants to work with you and for you.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the example I give, like with entrepreneurial partners that I work with, is the one with Apple, right? Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, when they started Apple, they were best friends. They created a product that nobody knew they even needed. They created an iPhone that we didn't even know we needed. And 20 years later, we literally panic if we can't find it. We can't get home with that. Not American Express, it's your iPhone, right? That was the product of a healthy entrepreneurial partnership. When that relationship became toxic, Steve Wozniak left the company and Steve Jobs was thrown out of the company he started, which it's not that unusual now, but back then that was unheard of, absolutely unheard of. And that was all because the entrepreneurial partnership went sad.
Interesting, eh?
Right? If you think, the history of Apple.
Yeah, and this was based on emotions, right? I keep telling people that there is not, the worst failure for me is achieving all your financial goals and still feeling empty inside.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Right? And for me, the best success is trying to achieve your goals while being fulfilled already, right?
Well, so happiness is being content with who you are and where you are, but that doesn't mean that you have to settle for it. Right? Because human nature is such, and it's good in a way. If I make $50,000, I'll be happy. And then you make $50,000. I just want $75,000. When you make 75, just want 100,000, right? I just want my dream house. Get your dream house. I just want a beach house, right? So there's something in human nature that wants us to continually aspire.